Hi, this is Free to Play Gamer, and I'm here with a review on the game Istrolid, as well as some general tips and advice about the game. I really don't know how that's how you pronounce it, but sure. I'm not using Fraps to record the game. I'm using the Windows 10 one because Fraps doesn't work with DirectX or OpenGL games, so it's a little bit dodgy, the mouse thing not recording, but just have to do. So basically the game is an RTS, which involves one team versus the other team using ships that the player designs or the AI designs. So here is the fleet view, where you have your certain fleets. Use this to experiment with different designs. Like here, experiment with different fire designs, here smaller ship designs. And basically, this is where you store your ships. To add the ships to the ones you're playing with, you just click that to add it down. And these are the ones you can now work with in the game, as well as use the design menu. So in here in the design menu, you can design the ships. It's pretty simple. It's a little bit frustrating how you can't click multiple things. You have to only click one thing at a time. You can clear the ship. Here you've got an AI where you can give it orders such as if an enemy's near you or if there's missiles going towards me, go the other way, stuff like that. It's not really necessary since the battles aren't that large, but it is definitely a useful feature, especially if you got different types of units and you're wanting to focus on your bigger ones and let's say your fighters fly for themselves. So over here there's 5 different categories. You've got weapons, energy, speed and turning, armor, and this is cosmetic stuff. You unlock this by buying the DLC. The DLC is only cosmetic, so it doesn't affect gameplay at all, and it's basically a way to support the game. So in here, you've got different turret mounts which can shoot in different degrees. This one, your turret can shoot behind you, in front of you, side, whereas this turret, you can only shoot ahead of you. These are the different turrets having different uses. So that's basically it. You'll discover this. I recommend playing the campaign first. You unlock different parts at certain times, and it's a great way of learning about the different features as you unlock them. So these are my ships. My general advice would be to at least have one ship like this or this, because you want to have a ship fly out onto the capture zones first, so you can contest them, or if the enemy team's doing the same thing, they can't just take your capture zones before your ships get there. And this is my general fighter, these two. I've got some bigger ships. This one gives energy to ships. This is sort of my wall ship. This is my heavy firepower. And this is long range. I advise you having some fighter ships, some heavy artillery ships like this, as well as just a bunch of random used ships. So it depends on what you sort of like, because things really are better at certain situations. Some things counter others. So, into the game. I finished the campaign, so I can just click a certain level, and this is what the game looks like. So, this is a 2v2 situation. This is my ally, and here are the enemies. I personally enjoy building one particular type of unit, such as like fighters, whatever. You generally will need some heavy artillery ships to control points, but seeing as that's mainly what my allies built, I can sort of go for the fighter approach. I find it's a lot funner being able to individually manage the ships. And I'm getting absolutely destroyed. So this is the basic game type. You don't actually choose who your ships attack. There's one turret adjustment that says if your bullet will destroy them twice over, then don't attack them. So basically don't waste your bullets on small fighters. So this is the basic gameplay. I'm not actually playing this one for serious. Probably gonna lose. One tip I found is this unit here is one of the strongest in the game. You can defeat every boss in the game using this unit. So if you're struggling to defeat it normally, it's just a laser cannon I'm not sure it's called that, but a laser on the front, and then just try and flank these big ships, and then easily destroys them. Well, this one has a lot of health, and I didn't get enough of them. But if you build those all at the start of the game, they just absolutely destroy things. Because batteries are really, really effective if the unit is planning on dying. Then you save a lot of money. And I didn't spend any on turning or anything. And you can click here to surrender. So basically what I like to do is it's extremely effective to build a ship for one particular purpose. So don't try build an all-round ship. This was my first original design for like an all-round ship. It does decent, but it's much more effective building something with this particular purpose in mind. Like this ship has really long range tracking missiles. Whereas this one is this is really effective, this type of ship. Because a lot of people, since batteries are extremely effective, people use batteries and don't have much generators. So if you get rid of all of their energy, they won't have enough generators to refill the energy that they've lost. So over here tells you how much energy it uses. So in 10 seconds, I'll use 18% moving, 118% firing. I don't have generators, so I don't produce any energy. Whereas a ship like this, it's fairly balanced. You want to mostly be able to generate energy while you're moving, for your fighters especially. But other ships, you want to stop moving before they start firing. So, for example, a ship like this, since it uses a lot of energy firing, I can actually afford to get more energy while moving. So this is the basic gist of the game. There's a multiplayer mode where I think they just added ranked. I'm not entirely sure how it works yet, but it's based off 1v1s. I don't know whether it's a separate ranked mode or whether if you just verse people 1v1s, you get ranked points. So this is all the servers here, how many people are in them here, and this one needs one more. When you join it, you automatically put in spectate, and I can click join this team. So that's basically the gist of the game. One thing to note is there's always a game behind you. It's your previous one, so clicking this will get you into it. It's just something to note. This is how sort of the game works. I really enjoy playing the game, and I reckon it's really awesome how you can create your own meta and like pretty much create whatever type of ship you want. I found people usually make a lot of ships like this one, fire a lot of missiles or a lot of artillery and slow moving just for one particular purpose. So I found ways countering it is getting rid of the energy because they're most likely not very energy efficient, or using fighters to strafe around the bullets, get around behind them and destroy them. There's so much different aspects of the game, it's really awesome. The campaign is fairly short, no story involved with it, but it's sort of mainly like a tutorial sort of thing. It fits in, it's sort of like challenges pretty much. I think these, at least some of these are ones from the campaign. I don't know whether all of them are or not, but definitely some of them at least feel like the same as missions from the campaign. That's why I really haven't done these. So basically it's a pretty awesome game. It's still technically in beta. It's completely free unless you want to get the DLC to support the game, which is just cosmetic. They're still working on the game. Since I've been playing it, they've made a few updates to the game, bug fixes, editing, sort of what different weapons do a little bit, as well as continually working on the game, added a bit to the campaign. So honestly, I think if you enjoy RTS games and you want a game where the meta is really up to you, then I really suggest getting Istrolid. Thanks for watching.